mentioned to me before the interview, you know, coming from this small place, this small town, where there's a lot of hateration, a lot of player hating. It's tough, bro. It's a nasty game. How do you get past that? Critics, the people who don't believe in you. How you get past that and say keep going? Like I said,
focus more on you.
Word. You have dealt with the haters though, right?
Plenty.
Give me a situation. You ain't gotta give no names.
Man.
Give me a situation.
Man. I'm gonna tell you, I've always been the person to give, in my business,
Yeah, you're a Leo, man. Y'all been giving people.
Yeah. So people come in, with a sob story. I ain't got all the money, whatever, and I look out for you. I make sure you get whatever. But then, it comes a time where they want to abuse that. And then when you tell them no, then they go badmouth it. Oh, he this, he that. He think he this, he that. Screw him. That's why he ain't on this, da.
So did you actually hear it from their mouth?
Oh, man, mutual people, man. Man, I done had times, I used to airbrush vehicles. And, this guy used to airbrush vehicles for. I would tell him my prices. And, he would pay me that. And I do my job, I be out the door. I go to the body shop, spray the hood, trunk, whatever, then I'm out of the airbrush. And then it got to a point, he ain't gave me all the money yet. I'm like, okay. So then after a while, he done ran his tab up with me. Like $3,600. I'm like, look, bro. I'm like, look, man, because I ain't gonna lie to you, had a good year with him, when I was messing with him. This was years ago. But, I went to a car show, and people was like, man, go to the car show too, man. You missing out, man. You guys celebrating your artwork, da. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna go. So this one year I go, and so I pull up, and the guy's like, yo, how about your boy over here saying that the cars that you painted for him, he sent the hoods off to New York, come on with me.
Oh, man.
So he telling dudes right there,
Capped out.
walk right up behind him. Turn around, boy, like Jesus called him back. Scared of the death, man. Stutter the whole time. Oh, no, man, Man, you don't know how to hear that, man. So, and left him alone,
Being that you put yourself in those leadership roles, entrepreneurial roles, you gotta employ people to wear some of your hats, right? You ever had employees?
Plenty.
Word. What's it like dealing with employees at that level? I haven't gotten to the point where I got reached paying employees not like hands-on. I got a guy in Pakistan that works with me with Europe, but not an actual employee.
See, from a small business standpoint, it's a little tricky.
Word.
Because, by it being a small knit business, where there's 2 or 3 or 4 people, you become family in a sense.
Right.
And a lot of times they misuse that. They misuse that trust. They start coming in late, start taking breaks for hours, want money up early, want to leave early, come in late, and do what they want. And
so you feel like they kind of take advantage of the love you give?
Like so you have to, as a boss, you have to learn balance. You have to learn how to cut that off at a certain extent, to let them know that these are certain boundaries as an employee you can't look. And you have to let them know that up front. And sometimes you have to have weekly meetings if you're a small business, to reiterate things, to let them know I'm not to be played with. I hate to let Joyce go or whatever, whoever,
So you've had to fire employees before too?
Oh, plenty.
How does that usually go?
Terrible. Because you let go of an employee but a friend, then they don't want to talk to you no more. Then they won't go badmouth.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's very tough, very tricky. So it's a thin line, you know.
How long you been working for yourself though?
Since I was 15.
Word?
Pretty much.
Never had a job? It was all just
Yeah, I've had part-time jobs in between, you know. Worked at telemarketer companies, AT&T, Converges, Conduit, yeah.
How come you didn't let those sidetrack you on your path to entrepreneurship?
Because I seen how the infrastructure was mistreating their employees, how I was being mistreated because I knew too much, you know, and people were higher ranking, they would abuse me, trying to embarrass me, but then at the end I had to embarrass them, and that's why I ended up having to leave one job. So, you know, older lady, been there 30, 40 years, just been there too long. You know, some people can be at a job too long and exhaust their love for why they got to the job.
We know. I know. I remember I was working at McDonald's, man. But that's how I met Bando, working at McDonald's on Easy Street. You know?
Doggone right or no?
16, 17, right? It was cats that was working there for 17 years. That'll kill your spirit, though. You watching this guy, and he's still a janitor. You're like, damn.
It'll break you.
Yeah,
it'll break you. Or it'll motivate you. Because I worked at Arby's. I worked at Arby's right out of high school. You know, my aunt, she was working there as a manager. And
right there that was like 15, 20 years in?
Oh, yeah. You know, plenty of people all the time, you know. But for some reason, I just knew I wanted better. You know, I knew, like, my mom, you know, will attest to this. She said that I was, I don't know, about 8 years old, and she was riding somewhere out the country, and I just pointed out in the window and said, "Mom, I'm gonna build you a house one day." So, you know.
I feel that. Do you feel like everybody can be a boss?
Nah, and that's the problem. A lot of people, you know, we'll go ahead and jump into it, man, because, you know, I already know what you want, man. I know what you want, man. So basically...
Just warm me up, brother. I'm just warming you up. Yeah. I got to make sure.
Yeah. No, we're good. I don't see your show. So.
Go ahead, though. What you saying?
So, you know, but I'm the type where I love to inspire people. You know, I've read the books on Marcus Garvey, Malcolm X, you know, Dr. Henry Clark, you know, plenty of Martin Luther King stuff, but a lot of his other stuff after, probably a few months before he got assassinated. And a lot of his stuff was talking about going to D.C. and getting a check, because they're giving, you know, the European farmers all this land and subsidized farm equipment and all this and that, and they killing the black man. So they was like, we going to get our check. So, you know, a lot of that, you know, we miss, and just meeting people. And I met a lot of brothers that's done 20, 30 years in prison. You know, and the stories they tell you and the books they've read and the things they've done and accomplished while sitting in that room, they wouldn't accomplish out in the world, because a lot of us as black men come from single, broke homes, or in a home to where the father has to work all day to where he ain't in the child life. So then that child turns to gangs and other things for love and for attention and for family and for trust and for bonding that we don't get from the fathers. So, you know, just reading and expanding my mind and just wanting to know why. Because that's what made me who I am, I guess. I always wanted to know why to everything. I was that kid, that one kid who was like, "Mom, why? Shut up, boy."